a surprising responsibility. My name is Lisa, I'm 29 now, and once dreamed of becoming a pop star when I was younger, but I eventually gave up on that dream and chose a more stable path. I met my husband Jack through a friend, and we got married partly because my mom kept pushing me to settle down and have a child. Jack had once wanted to enter showbiz too, but ended up working at a big trading company in Manhattan. After college, I worked at a bank, but I quit when we got married. One day, Jack's family decided to go on a trip to Hawaii. Just before leaving, Jack looked me in the eye and said, "Make sure you take care of Lucy, it's your job, don't slack off." Lucy was Jack's younger sister, and she was mute and bedridden due to brain damage from an illness she got as a child. Everyone treated her like she couldn't do anything, so I didn't expect much when I was told to care for her. But right after the family left, Lucy suddenly sat up in bed and said cheerfully, "Let's get going too." I was stunned. Lucy could speak and move. Who is Lucy, really? I had always gotten along with Lucy, even though she couldn't speak, at least, that's what everyone thought. We developed a strong bond. I learned sign language to communicate with her, and she became someone I genuinely cared about. She had always been calm and sweet, very different from her mother. Jack's mother never liked me. She'd drop by uninvited, criticize my housekeeping, and act like I wasn't good enough for her precious son, Jackie. She had all these old-fashioned rules, like making sure Jack's shoes were spotless and never sleeping before him, no matter how late he came home. At first, Jack was supportive. If I felt sick or tired, he was understanding. He bought me nice things and treated me kindly. But about a year into the marriage, that all changed. He started coming home late, smelling of alcohol, and claiming he had too much work to join family events. Even when he went to his parents' house, he went alone and told me to stay behind. The coldness begins. One day, I confronted him. "Jack, you've changed," I said. "You barely talk to me anymore." Instead of listening, he brushed me off. "You're overthinking things." I tried to explain how I felt, but he just told me to stop and walked away. Then came an unusual invitation. Jack said he was going to visit his parents and asked me to come. That hadn't happened in a while, so I happily agreed, saying I wanted to see Lucy. On the way, we stopped to buy pastries as a gift. When we arrived at his parents' house in Nebraska, his mom greeted me coldly, until she saw the pastries. Then, she smiled like a kid getting candy. That small shift in mood told me a lot. Inside, I asked about Jack's dad and was told he was at a meeting. Then his mother asked if I had something to say. Confused, I asked Jack what was going on. He snapped, "None of your business." When I pushed back, his mother scolded me, saying, "If Jack doesn't want to tell you something, it's not your place to ask." I felt like an outsider in my own marriage. The real plan revealed. That's when Lucy entered the room, cheerful as always. Jack suddenly turned to her and said, "I was thinking we should go on a family trip to Hawaii next month. What do you think, sis?" Lucy said, "I'd love to, but I don't have a passport." I was shocked. Jack was always so busy with work, and now he had time for a vacation. When I asked about his job, his mother got defensive. "Why are you always meddling? Just accept what Jack says." Finally, they told me why I was really there. I was to stay behind and take care of Lucy during their vacation. I didn't mind caring for Lucy. I liked her more than I liked being around Jack's mother, but I was annoyed they didn't just tell me up front. Jack admitted he brought me there so his mom could force me to agree. I left the room and went to Lucy's side. She was happy to see me and said Jack had changed a lot. She invited me to stay the night, and we chatted like old friends. Before I left, she gave me a sly wink, hinting that something big was coming. The big surprise. A month later, Jack's family got ready to leave for Hawaii. I packed my own suitcase and showed up at their house. Even though I wasn't going to Hawaii, I planned to stay with Lucy for the week. Just before leaving, Jack's mother looked me straight in the eye and said, "Anything that happens to Lucy is your responsibility." After they left, I went to Lucy's room. She suddenly stood up and said, "Let's go." I blinked. "Wait, what?" That's when Lucy explained everything. She had been able to talk and move for over a year. She just didn't want her mother to know. My mom remarried and brought me into this family. Jack and his sister are from her side. "I'm not really part of this family," Lucy said. "She's always hated me." That explained a lot. Her mom always acted cold towards her, and now I understood why Lucy pretended to be mute, so she wouldn't have to deal with her mother at all. To be continued. The rest of Lucy's plan was something I never expected. Together, we would take a trip too, but not just any trip. What happened next would change everything, exposing Jack's secrets, his betrayal, and the lies the family tried to keep hidden. Lucy had a secret, I had the truth, and we were about to turn Jack's perfect vacation into the biggest surprise of his life. A fresh start in Hawaii. Dad knows everything, Lucy said quietly, looking me in the eye. He's always been on my side. Her voice was calm, but her words surprised me. I nodded, slowly understanding. Ah, so that's why. About this Hawaii trip. I was thinking maybe we should go too. She smiled playfully. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm planning to go to Hawaii the same day they are. Same resort, too. What? I gasped. You're serious? I'd love to go to Hawaii with you, Lucy, but, wait, do you even have a passport? Lucy gave a small laugh and held up her phone. Yep, I secretly got it last month, and don't worry about the cost, Dad's paying for both our tickets, and the resort. I stared at her in disbelief. Wait, your dad is paying for me, too? Of course, she said, he knows everything, remember? I couldn't help but smile. Wow, this is incredible. I can't believe we're actually doing this. That's how Lucy and I ended up at the airport, early morning, heading to Hawaii, together. Lucy's dad, my father-in-law, had come to see us off. As we waited to board, I turned to him, a little embarrassed. Thank you so much for everything, for paying for the plane tickets and hotel. I really feel bad. He gave a warm smile. Don't worry about it, as long as you two have fun, that's what matters most. After the long flight, we landed in Hawaii and took a taxi from the airport to the hotel. The resort was beautiful, tall palm trees, the ocean breeze, and sunlight dancing on the waves. Our room had a great view. As we unpacked, I turned to Lucy. Your dad's pretty well traveled, huh? Oh yeah, she said, he's been overseas a bunch of times. He's actually been to Hawaii a few times before. We sat on the bed, thinking about our next move. Then Lucy said something that made my heart race. I have a feeling Mom and the others will be eating at the resort's restaurant tonight. What do you think? Should we show up and surprise them? I grinned. That sounds exciting. Let's do it. But first, let's nap. I didn't sleep at all on the flight. Same, she agreed. After a refreshing shower, we collapsed onto the bed and dozed off. When I woke up, the sky was starting to turn orange. Lucy was already awake and doing her makeup. She looked at me and smiled. Did you sleep well? She asked. Yeah, I said with a stretch. It was the best nap I've had in weeks. We were both recharged and ready for the night. Around 7 p.m., I decided to check out the restaurant first. I slipped quietly into the dining area and scanned the room. It didn't take long to find them. Jack, my mother-in-law, and a young woman I had never seen before. She was sitting close to Jack, laughing at something he said. I ducked behind a column and listened closely. I'm glad it's not that woman today, my mother-in-law whispered. Jack sighed. Yeah. I really got stuck with her. She's ruined our family. If only we had a daughter like her from the beginning, his mom said, smiling at the young woman. I want you to divorce that girl, get a lot of alimony out of her. Even if you don't have a reason, we can make one up. She's garbage. Jack replied. I just want to throw her away. And I want to see my grandchild, from you and her, his mom said, gazing at the new woman. My chest tightened. They were talking about me, saying those things about me. I wanted to scream, but I didn't. Back in the hotel room, Lucy noticed my pale face. What happened? I saw them. Jack brought another woman, and they were saying awful things about me. Jack said he wants to divorce me, that I was a bad match. But weirdly, when I saw them together, I felt relieved. Now I can divorce him. Lucy nodded slowly. Then let's make our entrance. We walked confidently into the restaurant. The hostess seated us near Jack's table. They didn't notice us at first, but I could hear them, still talking badly about me. I smiled bitterly, watching them joke as if they were the perfect family. Lucy leaned in and nodded. It was time. I stood up, walked over, and loudly asked, Are you all enjoying yourselves? They froze. Jack and his mother looked like statues, mouths open, eyes wide. My mother-in-law was the first to recover. What are you doing here, Anne? How is Lucy standing? Lucy stood proudly beside me. I don't need a wheelchair. I'm all better now, thanks to you. What? When did this happen? My mother-in-law stammered. Lucy smirked. Last year, maybe. Why didn't you tell us? I had no reason to. It was easier letting you believe I was helpless. You two were talking trash about me earlier, weren't you? They turned pale. We didn't say anything about you, Lisa, Jack lied. I took out my phone. I recorded everything. Want to hear it? They went silent. Then Jack stood up and yelled, "You've been nothing but trouble, Lisa, now you're accusing us of this? You're the one causing trouble," I said calmly. "When I get home, I'll be contacting my lawyer. You're here on a trip with another woman. That's more than enough reason to file for divorce, and I expect full compensation for everything." Jack's mom's face changed instantly. She tried to soften her voice. "Lisa, honey, we still care about you. This woman has nothing to do with Jack." "Sorry," I said, "but I'm just a blank lottery ticket, remember? So you can keep her. I'll be asking for compensation, from both of you." The other woman's face turned white. She looked like she was about to cry. Jack suddenly fell to his knees. "Lisa, please, don't make this public. My company has strict policies." "You don't sound sorry," I replied. Jack tried again. "Please forgive me. If my company finds out, I'll be fired." I gave him a cold look. "You had no problem throwing me away, so don't expect my forgiveness now." Then, to my surprise, Jack's mom also dropped to her knees, crying, "Please forgive him. I'm so sorry." All eyes in the restaurant were on us. The manager came over, frowning. Jack was shouting now, begging for forgiveness. The manager said something quietly, then signaled to the staff. Moments later, 2 large security guards showed up. Jack panicked and tried to argue, but they gently, yet firmly, escorted him out. Lucy and I left the restaurant soon after. I didn't look back. A week later, we flew home. I heard Jack barely spoke for the rest of the trip. The very next day, I visited a law office. My college friend wasn't there, but a female lawyer helped me. She listened carefully as I told her everything. "You have more than enough evidence," she said. "We'll demand alimony, from Jack, and the woman too." A month later, she called me. "We've confirmed Jack has been in a relationship with the woman for 6 months. We can claim compensation from her as well." I nodded. "Squeeze as much as you can from both." 2 months later, I was officially divorced, and the money landed in my bank account. Looking at it, I whispered, "So that's karma, for calling me a blank lottery ticket." 3 months passed. Then one day, Jack and his mom showed up at my door. They looked terrible, skinny, tired, broken. "What do you want?" I asked coldly. Jack spoke in a weak voice. "I'm sorry. The woman left me. I lost my job. I have no money." His mom added, "My husband left me too. I have nothing." I shook my head. "That's not my problem. I owe you nothing. Goodbye." I closed the door and threw salt at the entrance, not for tradition, but to clear the bad energy they brought.